Hi, this is Nick Lowry, my good buddy Damon Corneely here at Winsong Dojo. We're going to take a quick look at some basic grappling drill. This is a drill to break into a defensive position, but it gives you some elements that you can practice repeatedly that you'll find very useful for your entire grappling game. We're going to start with the man in the basic turtle position. That's right. And the first issue we want to look at is he's all upright like this in a very simple open position, but he could be all hunkered down and tight with his elbows in and whatnot. And the first thing we have to do, if we're going to approach the man and we want to open him up, is we're going to lay into him. So I'm going to turn him sideways here a little bit. And when I approach him from a side position, I want to lean into the man. I want to pressurize his rib cage and put his weight onto his outside structure. So I'm leaning in, and he's resisting a bit, and then I can slip my foot in. So we're basically just making a little hole. If he has this all nice, squoze up tight like he's just in a ball, and I try to just set a foot in here, he'll just grab it and do things with it, or it'll be hard to get it in there. But once you pressurize the man, then you can set your foot. Now let's turn slightly this way. Once your foot is set, you want to keep pressure down on the back of his head. You do not want to have him rise up and start whacking you with the back of the head into your head. So we keep this pressure down on the back of his neck and the back of his head as we swing our leg over, and I use my heel to press down. Let's turn this way. Using the heel to press down and insert the second foot. Then we settle into the man. Again, being careful not to let this head relax. The hand that's holding the belt is going to slide through his armpit. We make our hand like a spear. Slide it through the armpit until you can make purchase at his wrist, or even more ideally, at his hand to close the thumb. Once you've achieved that position, so let's turn this way. So we're just going to walk through. We've made this work, we've made this work. We've sat down. We've got a hold of that wrist. Then we just roll over on our side right here. Now from the side position, the hand at his collar is going to roll right under the line of his jaw and come up and set grip on the far collar. Now, we're ready to begin a choking position, but he has a free hand, as you might know. And he can reach in and do all kinds of things. If his defense is ineffective, I can afford to let go of my bottom hand here, reach up and take the cross collar, tractor it straight down, curling the wrist down, and pulling aside. And you make a nice choke position. Going back a step, if the man decides that he wants to pull this loose, which is a smart idea, he can certainly do that. He's very strong, and he can just curl down and bust this loose. Let's watch that again. He reaches in, hooks it, curls down. Now, as he does so, I'm going to make a little action with my hand, which is a pushing action. Go ahead. And I'm going to hook his arm with my leg and set my foot right back into his low back, as tight as I can, right up tight. So the leg is entangling the arm, and now he has a trouble getting his shoulder and arm free. The hand originally around his neck comes back and again snakes under because his head may be down and fighting. Snakes under again, sets all the way across, and makes a nice position for choke again. And again, now that we've set his arm in place, we can release this one, drop the other down, set the tension, shrug the shoulders, make the choke go. Now, that's not the whole deal though. So let's say that we're in our original position. He's blasting down to pull this loose, but we're tussling, we're rolling a bit. And let's say that as we're moving, this arm starts to get straight and straight and straight. It starts to break this grip. As that happens, I want to press his head away, come up into a basic Juji position potential. So let's just watch that transition. if we're down here on this arm, trying to make our choke go, he starts to get power here. I stretch the shoulder up, come to the outside, and make a very nice juji. So that gives you some basic potential. Some of my friends and teachers have called this series derived from a man back in Japan. I believe it was Professor Shirai, but it's also been known as the meat grinder because no matter what's happening, whether it's the choke or the shoulder entanglement or the juji, it goes bad either way. Now there's a third condition that does come out of this that we want to take a peek at as well. That as you set it up, pressurize the man, set the foot, swing over, set the foot, reach under, grasp, and we start to entangle the head as we roll over, he can kind of get away from us as that's happening and start to counter us. As I begin to roll, he may start to turn in my grip, in which case we're going to roll all the way over and come right into a tatashiho gatame. So that's your third basic condition off of this beginning setup, that if he tries to make the escape early in the process and is effectively turning in your grip, we come on into tatashiho, we have both arms entangled, we stretch our body up, and put him in a nice tatashiho gatame for hold down. So that's the basics of what we're doing, and you might want to try those just real nice and slow with your partner. ABCs, walk yourselves through it, and have a lot of fun with it. Thank you, man. All right.